Hi, my name is William. I'm your host. I'm 25 years old, and welcome to Conversations with a Self-Sabotager. I hope you guys really liked the last episode. I got a lot of good feedback, and it being my first episode um, in front of the camera, I'm genuinely pleased with it. Um, I'm still trying to find the perfect structure for the podcast. I want to make sure that I talk about certain things, I express certain emotions, or at least like a certain vibe when I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Because like if I don't have a structure for it, then I'll just ramble on about anything and everything, and that's what I do a lot in my head. So I would like this space to be more, um, como se dice, correct. Uh, a few things that I really did like from the first episode though was that I was able to at least express what self-sabotaging meant to me, but not exactly because I didn't have the gut to go deeper. And so I think little by little, the more episodes I make, the more comfortable I'll be to really just like spit fire facts about my life. This episode, we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about procrastination. I think we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about self confidence and trusting oneself. And lastly, we're going to talk about the plans for the podcast in a way. We'll see. Okay. So, self confidence in oneself. I'm a pretty self confident guy. Like, I know I'm funny. So that's already one thing. Um, I know I'm good looking. No, it's the self confidence for me, really. Period, sis. Uh, when I come across someone that's genuinely self confident, I kind of aspire to be like them in a weird way. Like I see them and I'm like, damn, that's cool. Like this guy or this girl knows exactly what they want. And I'm pretty sure maybe in their head they don't know exactly what they want. They're just like, pushing this like bravado or courage. Um and sometimes you just have that energy. You enter a room and everyone's like, damn, that guy's so wow. Oh my God, you know? But you're just being you. So I think self confidence is just being like a more comfortable you in a way. Does that make sense? It's like you are able to showcase your emotions to people confidently without fear of judgment. So like let's take I genuinely think those people that dress up like furries, like those people that dress up the whole costume, I think that's a high level of self confidence because they know that people are talking about them, but they don't give a fuck because that's who they are. That's what they like. Weird as fuck, in my opinion. But I mean, if that's what they like, what you know, can't do anything about it. Let them do what they want to do. Um, yeah, I genuinely think that that's what self confidence is, or in a way. I'm not gonna look up the definition of self confidence. We're not doing that again. Unless no, but I genuinely think that if you can be self-confident in yourself, then you trust yourself to be able to deal with a lot of situations correctly and comfortably in your own skin. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. um but I'm talking about self-confidence in me because I'm kind of disappointed at what I did a few days ago. So I was in Discord server. Discord is like a chatting. It's like Skype except with chat rooms. Anyway, so I was in one of those, and it was like a bunch of young people, And so they asked me how old I was, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm 25. And they like went off on me on how like, wow, dude, you're 25. What are you doing on Discord? You're an adult. You know, you should be doing X, Y, Z. You should have a family. You should. And I'm like, what are they talking about? You know, like what? No one has it figured out, and like that's the least of my worries. Having a family, or I don't know, maybe kids of today are different than they used to be, but I realized that while talking to them, I was just like, damn, like these people are oblivious to how the world works now, or maybe they live in like the whole TikTok space, so they see the world differently, which maybe I don't know. But anyway, why I'm disappointed in myself is um, I told them a lie. I lied about myself to them to be seen in a brighter light than I thought I was. And I'm really disappointed in that because I didn't have to do that um, at all. I didn't have to protect myself or to I don't know how to put it, to defend myself in front of strangers that don't know me. They don't know who I am, what I stand for. They don't know me at all. So why am I out here, I guess, kind of like lowering my standards for people that I'll never meet, never talk to again, don't even care about. So yeah, I mean, that really hit me because I'm exuberating a lot of trial and error right now in my life with the short film that I made. Hopefully, you watch that. It's on the channel. The podcast, all these like different type of video formats that I want to do. So yeah, when I did that, my gut hurt. Like it was disappointed in me, and I felt it, and I felt disappointed in myself. And so I tried to correct my wrongs, but they had moved on to another topic, so it didn't matter. And then I realized it didn't matter. So why did I lie? And so yeah, I guess that just to say like, you know, peer pressure of company sometimes makes you um decide to, I guess, go with the flow of the company, right? So if everyone's doing this, you might not be doing exactly this, but then you try to, in a way. I don't know. Anyway, I did that. Not proud of it. I will do better. And I will say it with my chest when I do better. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Um, if you're disappointed in me, I am too. So there's that. But if you're not, and you totally understand what I did, not why I did it, but you understand what I did, um, thank you. I appreciate that as well. Moving on, that was self confidence. If you have a lack of self confidence right now, um, I don't have a lot of advice for you because I'm not very good at sharing my secrets when it comes to that such thing. I think the best thing you can do or try to do is um, hype yourself up. Like be your best self motivator. And I think that's like a really good start. If you can start really like liking yourself, loving yourself, you know, shit, look in the mirror like, today, today I'm the shit. Today nothing's gonna touch me. Today I'm gonna go to work, go to class, go see my girlfriend, boyfriend. Like today, boom, you know, and then little by little, it's small steps, self confidence. It can really go a long way. Um, I'm gonna start going to the gym. Nothing to do with the topics we chose to talk about, but you know, I think it's something to do with self confidence. So I'm gonna try and start going to the gym. I say try, but I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna hold myself accountable with this podcast as well. So this is another thing. And my plan is not to lose weight, not to get real gains, not to wait for like the whole 9 month period to. Mm, I mean, my body's pretty big, so maybe it would take like a year and a half or something. But I just want to feel a sense of regular regular slow endorphins to come into my body, because I've been using a lot of TikTok and Instagram, and it's like rapid happiness. So I look at my phone and I see a joke, I'm like, haha, next joke, haha. And I see like, I don't know, someone give money to someone else who's broke. And I'm like, oh my God, people W. So I need my own slow doses of, damn, I did that. Good job. Wow, that felt really good today. Man, that was a shitty day, but at least I went, you know? So I'm going to try to do 3 days a week, starting, I would say starting today, but I work today. So starting tomorrow, first things first, in the gym. And then we'll see how the day goes. Not really anxious. I'm excited to do it, but I don't know. It's been a minute, so I hope my body's not too creaky. We'll see how it goes. Okay, moving on to procrastination. I'm a professional procrastinator. It's really funny that in the word procrastinate there is the word pro. It's like you can't just be a little bit of a procrastinator. No, no, no. You're always the best. Everyone's a professional procrastinator. Weird. But yeah, as a professional procrastinator myself, I like sabotaging things I know that I have to do. I like it. It's like homework. Oh my God. When I was in school, I wouldn't even hold my homework to the last second. I would on purpose wait till the last second, see if I was like a demon of knowledge, and then do it. Bro, I'd be doing my shit in the class on some like, man, I got this. Never did. Never had it ever. And then like I think I did like my homework early for like a month once. It felt really good. And then I fell back into my ways. I don't know why. I don't know. I gotta start fixing my shit. But yeah, I'm getting better. The podcast is a high indicator of me trying to lessen the blows of procrastination. I was supposed to record this episode a few days ago, and I'm currently recording it on Sunday. So I have to post it tomorrow. Just think about that. I could have recorded this during the whole week, from Monday till Monday, but I decided to do it on Sunday, and it's pretty weak sauce. Because I could have edited it, made like really funny shit about it. Now it's like hindsight, so it doesn't matter because the episode's out now. But before, in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure it's perfect. Social anxiety is hitting me. Everyone likes it, or at least that person does, and that person does. So I have to make sure that I really like it as well, and make the same thing that I did last time, but even better, so that more people listen. It's like, no, no, you don't. You don't ever have to do what you did. That doesn't mean you're growing. So I realized that nearing Sunday, that it's almost Monday. So I was like, shit, I gotta do it. But I also didn't want to feel like, oh shit, I gotta do it just to do it. You know, I wanted to make sure, okay, am I ready to do it? Do I want to do it? Um, and then I said thank you to a lot of people on Instagram for listening to the podcast, and watching the videos I've been making and such. And when I said thank you, I got a few reaches out back, reaches out, outreaches, and people are just, good job, keep it up. And that made me realize that I did like it. Of course, I like being heard, Um, but I did like the episode, and I did like what I did, and I was like, you know what? I like doing this, so I'm gonna do it again. And if it's not as funny or if it's not as entertaining, then too bad. At least I did it for me. I said that I was doing it for me in the first episode, so I'm doing it for me again, and it's gonna always be like that. I procrastinate a lot though. I procrastinate a lot. It's another thing about self-sabotaging where I seek out perfection, right? I feel like, okay, if I'm gonna make something, it has to be off the walls crazy. Like if I'm gonna make if I'm gonna even start anything, I'm already visioning me on the Paris Fashion Week seats next to Naomi Campbell. And we're like sipping champagne. And she's like, oh, William, I love your podcast. Honestly, I don't know if that's how Naomi Campbell speaks. I don't think at all. But um, let's say she speaks like that, and she'll be saying something along those lines, and I would be like, oh, me too, Naomi. Me too. I love your video with Michael Jackson. Yes, Queen. So I think that's where my head goes to when I think of perfection. Naomi Campbell. No. Well, yeah, but no. My head goes to the vastest of successes, which is a good thing. Reach for the stars, but it's also a bad thing because I often I think I said this about half-assing shit in the first episode, but I also often gloss over the progress that I'm making right now. I always want to seek out the next, like, let me try this one, let me try that. And I don't look at myself in the mirror and be like, wow, you already did this. Like, good job on doing that. And so I have to start slowly accepting the smaller things because small things build up to big things, right? So that's what I'm going to try and do more often. Uh, and also not force myself to do things, but accept it like, okay, I have to do this. Let me do it. Let me not do it and then reach a point where I have to do it and do it. That makes sense? Like, let me just do it because I have to do it, but I have time to do it. Now, oh my god, deadline. Ooh, gotta do it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Um a few more things about procrastinating with me is sometimes I how can I say? I know I have to do something and I know by doing it I would either feel better or um I guess things would be done if I did it. But I kind of like being in that state of I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. It's like an in between limbo. So I start doing it a little bit, and it satisfies me enough to not have to do it all the way. I got a prime example. I've been working on a manga for a few years. I say it's a manga, but it could be a book. But I've been working on literature for a few years, and a lot of the times when I'm writing, I'm really happy with what I wrote. Like writing about the characters, the world, blah blah. And I ask for feedback. I'm like, "Yo, could you read this for me? How do you?" And someone would say, "Dude, this is gold. This this is revolutionary. This is muy caliente, beautiful." And that would be enough endorphins in my mind to not have to write anymore. Like it would tell my brain, "Oh, you wrote the book. You're good." And so I wouldn't progress. I wouldn't keep going. And I don't know. I think that's more self-sabotaging than procrastinating because it has nothing to do with procrastinating. But that's definitely a trait that I have. I don't know if anyone else has that. I hope not because it's so fucking annoying. And I do it with everything. I do it with the gym as well. I remember I was like telling a friend like, "Yo, I want to hit the gym. I think it would be really good for me." And then they went on how like, "Dude, you look so great. you'd be able to wear whatever clothes like. And then I envisioned that guy, the guy he was talking about, and that was enough for me not to go to the gym because they gave me the value that I would have received if I had gone to the gym. It's like crazy to me. It's thinking about it. It's actually crazy, and hopefully I can fix that. Little by little. It's hard, um, but I know this is what I gotta do, and I'm doing the steps that I have to do to get to that point. Feel free to judge me, but yeah, I'm just sharing my truth. I'm sharing who I am, and I'm glad you're listening. So procrastinating is done. I'm kind of happy about that because I didn't procrastinate. I made the subject eventually. And now we're on to the plans of the podcast. Um, yes, I have a sheet of paper next to me because I do not want to go off on why people block people again. So plans for the podcast. I plan on having like different seasons, and I think that's really cool. I love seasons. I love seasons because seasons change and they can be about something completely different or the same thing but in a different way. So I plan on having multiple seasons, I just said, but 5 episodes per season. So this podcast will finish on February 14th? No, somewhere in the middle of February or at the end of February. Because it's going to be a third episode this month and then 2 more. Yeah, so middle of February. And so I plan on getting guests for the second season. It's going to start with my brother. So that's really cool. I'm excited for that. And then I'm hopefully going to get a few other guests. I don't want to spoil it too much. I also don't want to jinx it because if it doesn't happen, I'll be kind of mad. But there's also going to still be solo episodes during that season, next season. But the season's going to be more driven about, I guess, kind of how to do certain things to get out of it, or learning about other people's self-sabotage. I'm leaning onto one or the other because I don't know how to get out of it. I mean, there's definitely things you could do. You could have habits. I don't know why I'm stuttering. You could have habits like you could read a book called Atomic Habits. My brother has told me to read it multiple times. You could, I don't know, you could there's a lot of things you could do. I don't know why nothing's coming to my mind right now. But yeah, so the second season, I'm really excited because I want to get a different art for the podcast. And sadly, it will change the first season's art because that's how it works. But it would be really cool to be able to have a whole different atmosphere. I might even add music in the background. I don't know. I'm hesitating on trying a lot of things. But that's one of the plans for the podcast. Second plan is I kind of want to add like a proper structure. Like I said, I'm trying to structure the podcast at the beginning with at least today we had 3 different segments. I think I'll keep it at that, like a 3-segment format or a format where I talk about specific things that I mentioned at the beginning, which would be really good to keep myself focused on what I'm saying and what I'm doing. But I also want to have a little like moment in the episodes where I have like a voiceover. I think they're called like theatrical podcasts, where like they voice act moments and they use like sound effects and stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool. And so it's like when I heard that was possible, which I didn't even know people did that, I was like, I want to put that in my podcast. And so I want to have like self-sabotaging experiences theatricized is not a word, but acted out on the podcast audioly is also not a word. Man, I'm making up words today. I like that. But it would be really cool. It'd be really cool to be able to like have like someone talking to themselves, me, and I guess you hear the inner thoughts and stuff and why they're doing it or something like that. It would be really cool. Or even getting a guest to do certain voices. Yeah. Anyway, that's like an idea. We are nearing the 30-minute mark. Again, I really do like saying that. There's not a lot of things I want to say, like, and I don't want to thank everyone individually. It's only been an episode, so it's nothing crazy. But it is crazy that I started. So maybe it is. Maybe it is. I should pat myself on the back. Little round of applause for everybody. Um, I just want to reiterate the point of this podcast is really to drill home that it's okay to not be okay. I watched this movie, really weird. I didn't like it, but it was like a whole about this woman that was lying on the internet about being in Paris. I don't know if you watched it, but anyway, she came up with this hashtag, it's okay to not be okay. Or she came up with the hashtag, I'm okay, I'm not okay, and that's okay. Or something like that. Kind of cringe. I didn't like her. But where I'm going with this is I honestly believe that if you aren't feeling okay, and you're beating yourself up about it, you shouldn't. I don't think you have to. You just have to like view yourself. This is why I'm doing the podcast. I'm viewing myself in the sense of like, okay, I'm not okay right now, but I will be okay because I've been okay before. I've been there are high and lows in life, and sometimes your low is a little longer than your high, or sometimes your high is a little longer than your low. But at least you're not in between, you know. A lot of quotes are coming to my mind right now. I'm telling you guys exactly what my mind's thinking. A lot of shit is just a lot of quotes I've heard on the internet. There was one quote I heard. This guy said, "Yeah, why can't life just be in the middle?" And then someone said, "If life was in the middle, that means you flatline like at a doctor's office. You know, you die. That's why life is like a heartbeat. Sometimes you go up, sometimes you go down." And I just realized I quoted that guy without realizing it. And now I'm like, everyone said everything that it has to be said. It's kind of cheating. It's kind of, but at the same time, we haven't said everything because there's so much shit to be said. There's so much shit that everyone has in their minds that could be said and has never been said before. Thought for whoever knows the saying, please tell me. Regardless of everything I just said, this is also for anyone that wants to try something and is scared of trying it because they think people will see them a certain way, or they think that they themselves would see themselves as a different way. Just jump on it, do it, try it. Because I mean, you see what happened to me. Nothing's happened. Nothing bad, nothing good. So, you know, why don't you give it a shot and see how you like it? Maybe you can join that music class, or you can try out that triathlon. Why the fuck? Anyway. Okay, we're actually nearing the end. I just want to say thank you so much for listening so far. If you're listening on Spotify, do leave a review. I gotta start saying that now. I have to start saying these things. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys for listening this far, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, how could I close this off? I'm gonna give a little confidence boost. Smile, because you're worth it. Big thumbs up. Much love. My name's William, and I'm out. Do I say peace? Does anyone say peace anymore? I'm a boomer, man. I'm old. Like, really old. Like, 25.